This is a short video highlighting some new features in Visual Network Analytics version 2.5 of Centrifuge. Here we're analyzing fraud alerts across business line. So you can see the product and the alert type, the names of the customers. And what's interesting about Centrifuge is we're able to integrate disparate data sources into our form of Visual Network Analytics without any heavy lifting. So in this case, we're looking at the fraud alerts, but we've also joined them to things like customer demographics, account officers, and branch names. You can integrate an unlimited number of data sources into your analysis. Rather than look at this in the form of a table, let's summarize it in the form of two heat maps. On the left, we've counted the absolute number of alerts by alert type and alert name, and it points out that most of them are in the KYC, Know Your Customer Profile Score trigger. But when we look at the same data on the right, and instead of counting the number of alerts, we summarize it by the amount of money that's at risk to the bank, we'll notice that the home loan high appraisal alert represents the vast amount of money that's at risk to the bank. Now, Centrifuge allows you to actually look at this data in different forms. So here I'm looking at it in the form of a drill chart and a bubble chart. And I can, in 2.5, I can go ahead and move my legend around. I notice that historically I've lost money in this loan business line, and most of the money is at risk here. So let's drill down on that. High appraisal alerts are the problem. And what we didn't know before is that the Los Angeles branch, Washington, D.C., and to a lesser extent Maryland are problems. Now, when we look at the exact same data, but we summarize the amount of money at risk by the actual account officer, we'll see that Charles Head has alerts totaling $681,450, and there are a number of home loans that have been made where there isn't any account officer at all assigned to that. Centrifuge provides you the ability to look at the same data in many visualizations. In this case, we're looking at an actual timeline. And we've grouped all of the alerts by the loan officers. Where you see a short line, it means that the account was opened, there was an account origination action, and then an alert went off quickly thereafter. So here you can see the start date is 7/14, and the alert went off on 7/24. Not a good sign. And many of the alerts are linked to Charles Head. Now, one of the core capabilities in Centrifuge is the ability to look at this very same data in the form of a relationship map. Here we're looking at customers that are linked to alert types. And what we've done is we have scaled the customers based on the number of alerts that they're linked to. For example, customer 14 is linked to more than one alert and has significant amounts of money at risk. Customer 10, larger than many of the other customers, Jonathan Reyes, same situation. What we've also done is we've indicated directionality new in 2.5, where customer number 7 has received a home loan, and that's Jim Camp, and the thickness of the line is indicative of the amount of money that's at risk, $250,000. Now, what we can do here is we can have these visualizations interact with one another. So for example, I could highlight the high appraisal alert, and then I could simply just go broadcast that as a selection over onto my relationship map on the right, and you'll notice that it's highlighted just the links and the nodes that are related to that specific alert. Let's explore the data in a little bit more depth. And in this case, I'm going to go ahead and clear the graph, but I'm showing you the relationship between the account officer and the branch that they're assigned to, but I'm also showing you the customers and the states in which they live. And here we're trying to detect account officers that are in one branch, but may be loaning money to people all the way across the United States. What we've also done is we've scaled the account officers based on the number of customers with alerts that they're linked to. So for example, Charles Head immediately through Link Intelligence is visible, and he's attached to many customers with a lot of alerts. We've scaled the size of the width, I should say, of the link based on the historical loss amount. So not only is there money at risk here, but historically, Charles Head has been linked to a number of different customers where quite a bit of money is at risk. So what we can do now is we can go ahead and broadcast data about this individual as a selection over to the graph on the right, and you'll notice we can analyze in context. We're maintaining the rest of the graph as part of that. Okay, so that's a little bit about Centrifuge 2.5. In this case, all we did was we broadcast it as a filter, and we removed most of the rest of the graph. We're only looking at and focusing our investigation on Charles Head and everything that he's linked to. Now, in Centrifuge, you can certainly build dashboards that are readily available for any of the fraud analysts, cybersecurity analysts, or intelligence analysts. In this case, you see a number of different results. We're looking at a bubble chart, the individual data, and we're looking at a summary level drill chart where I can go begin to analyze more and more data by drilling down. That's Centrifuge version 2.5 Visual Network Analytics.